So several different kinds of masks. There are cloth masks that have the straps, cloth mask with the elastics, and then we have surgical masks and N95s, which also come in several different varieties. When we're talking about how to put them on and take them off safely, you want to make sure that you're always handling them by the strap once they've been worn, so that you're not cross-contaminating yourself with anything that may be on the front of the mask. So all of these are clean, so I'm sort of handling them a little bit differently right now than you would typically do once they've been worn. Anytime you're putting on or taking off a mask, you want to make sure you're doing hand hygiene first. So in my office, I don't have a sink, but I do have hand sanitizer. So you make sure you're rubbing that on until it's completely dry, getting all the surfaces of your hands, front and back, not missing any webs or creases, anything like that. And then you'll grab your mask, whichever one is appropriate, which there'll be other guidance coming out as far as which mask to choose. So if you have your cloth mask that has the straps, the easiest way to attach these, you want to hook it onto your nose, tie it at the top, and at the bottom. And then you're wearing your cloth masks. As Andrew said, if you do have to make any adjustments, make sure that it fits correctly. After you handle your mask, you always want to make sure that after you're done putting it on, after you're done adjusting it, you're doing that hand hygiene again. And then to take it off, you do the same thing, but in reverse. So untie it at the bottom and untie it at the top. So that's the cloth mask that has straps or ties. As far as the cloth mask with elastics, that's much easier. You just grab it and hook it onto your ears. And then grab the strap and take it off. If you're using an ear saver because the straps are bothering you, you can hook the ear saver on one side and then hook it over the top, which actually is a much tighter fit for my mask than when I'm not using the ear saver. But because of that, it takes a little extra work to get the elastics where they need to be. And then same thing, taking it off. For the surgical masks, very similar to the cloth mask that has elastic. You want to make sure you're grabbing it from the straps, putting it on over your ears, pulling the bottom down over your chin, and then adjusting it at the nose band. As Dr. Schneider and I talked about, you just want to make sure that it completely covers your nose and your mouth. You're not holding it here, tucking it under your chin, hanging it off one ear. Those are all ways that the outside of the mask can then contaminate. And as you can see, it's harder to get back on the way it needs to be as well. It's much easier to just grab it by the straps, take it off. And then when you have to grab it by the straps again, very easy to put back on. As far as storing those masks in between use, when you do get to take them off because you're far away from other people, I'm alone in my office right now, or you're eating or drinking, there's a couple different ways that you can do it. I will use a paper towel that has my name on it. I'm not sure that if you can actually see that at the bottom. And then I know that we also have paper bags for people. So I labeled it front and back. And then my name is also in the top corner. So if you're using either the bag method or the paper towel method, when you take it off from wearing it, you want to make sure the outside is face down on the paper towel, or the outside is hanging towards the front of the bag. I'm not sure. And that way you know when you take it out of the bag, the front and the front, those are the outsides. So that you're putting the clean side towards your face.
I look at it, for twofold, not just for my protection, but for their protection as well. I mean, I have a lot more exposure risk. So I don't want to be transmitting it to anybody. If you need to touch your mask and adjust your mask, just make sure that you're doing hand hygiene before and afterwards. I mean, it may be, dislodged, or it may get moved, or it may, something may happen that you need to adjust it to get it back on your face so that it's appropriately fitting. But you just need to make sure that now that you've touched it, you need to, um, uh, use the appropriate hand hygiene before and afterwards. If you're considering wearing a mask, or if you're considering which mask to wear, if you err on the side of being more cautious, you're not going to have any regrets. You're not going to think, okay, what if I had done more? You're going to know that you did everything that you could,